that went everywhere. All over my stupid... So let me show you how I directed and shot Damian Jones' latest single, I Used to Think That Everyone Was Faithful, in the freezing cold. So the video came out this week, but we actually shot this in December. Despite us all being absolutely freezing, and props to Damian because he was the one performing in probably the least clothes out of all of us. I layered up, double jumpered, triple bottom layered, boots, hats, gloves, the lot. I was making sure I was warm. Now the reason I don't regret it is because it was winter, which meant the beach was just completely empty. Now we didn't want to drive an hour and a half there to look at the location and an hour and a half back. We went on Google Maps and we found the two different spots that we actually wanted to shoot at. We wanted to do the majority of it down on the beach, but we actually spotted on Google Maps a little mountaintop that we wanted to use as well. So we had a good idea, but we wanted to see what it was like when we were there, and the first shot we went with was actually down at the beach. So we knew this was going to be like the main shot. We had this idea from the start. We got set up, we did a few performance shots from this area, some close-ups, some wides, and got some different angles and stuff. So for this, we actually used the vintage Nikkor prime lenses, which I picked up from one of my friends for the day. So for the majority of the wides, we were actually using the 35mm, and the close-ups we were using the 85. These Nikkor vintage prime lenses and the FX3 were just a dream. Like, they look so good together. Obviously it was manual focus lenses, they are Cine lenses, but that's the beauty of vintage lenses. You do have to manually focus, which can mean a slight in and out of focus, but it gives it some character. I didn't want this to be too perfect, too precise. So with that slight in and out of focus, you can really get some more emotion coming from Damian's performance. We decided to get some more beach shots, and we knew that the song was going to start nice and slow, so we had Damian walking nice and slow. His performance was a little bit more chilled out. So in the winter, the sun doesn't come down at 6, 7 o'clock, it actually comes down a lot earlier. So we were starting to capture some of the more beach scenes when the sun was coming down, so we had this nice glare behind him. The vintage lenses did a great job at making that sun come through and look as incredible as it did. So the performance shots we got after that were aimed to be towards the end of the video. So we got Damian to be a lot more energetic, a lot more movement, as we knew this was going to be like the build, the big bit at the end of the song. So once we got our main performance shots down there, we headed up to the next part of the location, which was literally just a 5-10 minute walk up to the top of the hill. A couple of wiggles around some fences, and we were around the other side. We were on top of this mountain overlooking the beach, overlooking this beautiful castle that's behind him as well. So at this point it was sunset, so we could stand on one side of Damian, get this gorgeous sun behind him, but on the other hand, if we wanted to shoot from the other side, we get a really nice golden glow on Damian's face, the golden hour of course. So we got a bunch of shots from here. Most of these I think were on the 35, and we got him doing all the different performances from the slow starts to the more energetic ones. So I think this was a great shoot. We had me, Damian, someone helping on my side and someone helping on Damian's side, and I think the shoot went amazing. So despite not going and scouting the location, we knew what we wanted to get. With some really good planning, pictures, color references, video references, shot ideas, we planned it out as much as we could before, so that we knew when we got there, we knew exactly what we were going to do. Now there was no story to this, so it was more all performance shots, which sometimes can be easier, but you also have to be conscious of how you're directing the artist. So in this sense, I knew at a certain point in the song I wanted things to build, and I wanted Damian to be a little bit more energetic, have a little bit more of a bigger performance to him. So with that in mind, as the song's playing through, I was talking directions to him.
Yeah, stay doing that, stay doing that.
So if you are directing a video and shooting at the same time, you really have to think about how you want it to see in post. So a few things to think about. You want to make sure you get a good clean slate. Not a lot of movement, something that you could use as a backup if any of the shots you have don't work. Continuity is a huge thing as well. So with performance shots specifically, if the artist is doing a performance and changes their actions every take, then nothing's ever going to line up or look good. So try and make sure that you're getting the artist to do the same actions they were doing in the previous takes. Now there's no reason to go too in depth on the edit of this, simply putting in all the performance shots, making cuts on the best shots that I liked, and ensuring that there was a variety of shots if Damian didn't like certain ones. So once the edit was done, Damian was happy, we moved on to colours. Now we had colour references, we had videos that had colours that he liked as well, so I aimed to replicate those colours when doing the grading. Now I sent a couple of stills to Damian, we worked out what kind of look we want, and we went from there. So this was a short description on how this video was pulled together. Now we had a small team, I had one other person on my side. You don't need full 5-6 people teams on videos like this. And obviously there are benefits to having all these people. However, for this, with the budget we had, I think we did a really good job. So now that is the video that you see on Damian's channel. Go check it out on his YouTube. Go check out Damian's socials to go and find the video. I have a few other videos potentially coming that are a little bit more in depth behind the scenes, which I will post when those videos come out. I'm just going to stop there. I don't know what else to say.